She's predictable. She's been targeting and attacking me online since 2015.
No, Gabbie, she hasn't. She's been defending herself against you since then, not attacking you. And I can say this because I went and I watched a lot of her content. Anytime she's ever said anything about you, it's been in defense of your crap, your lies, your accusations, and your abuse of her trauma.
Because it was an over 3 hour phone call, it was very heavily edited and rearranged. I know that she said that it was only edited for brevity and that it didn't change the context, which I think would be really impossible to do out of a 3 hour phone call. And also I don't believe that she edited it for brevity because she left in a lot of her crying. I think that she edited it to evoke an emotional response.
Just because you use emotions to try to manipulate people and you use your, what do you want to call it, your crocodile tears to try to get people to be swayed in your direction, that doesn't mean that's what most people do. When most people cry, it's because they're genuinely upset. I didn't see any of that crying and think, oh, she's trying to manipulate people. I saw somebody who was at the end of her rope and incredibly frustrated with very good reason because you were doing the things that you were doing. And the fact that you could see that as anything else just further proves the kind of person that you are, Gabbie. You're deflecting your personality, your issues, your behaviors, and assuming that that's what everybody does. That's not what everybody does. That's what you do.
So that I didn't have to drop the full phone call because it's not pretty for either of us. It's such a fucking humiliating thing and just a little bit more of my private life that is being exposed for the world.
Considering how much you have talked about something that is none of your business, not your business to discuss, not your business to even think about in private, you think that you have any right to be humiliated by some of your private life being exposed? You exposed yourself. That phone call made you look even worse than the clipped phone call did.
It's there. I have absolutely nothing to hide, and I'm so confident in that I didn't even listen to it back.
I think maybe you should have. Because I think maybe if you did listen to it, you would have realized it made you look like a total douchebag.
Sent it to my editor and I told him to only censor names, and I asked him to remove one particular story that it's my story and it's traumatizing and humiliating and I did not want it in the public eye.
Let me get this straight. You have a traumatizing story that you didn't want out there and you don't want other people talking about. Do you think maybe Jessie doesn't want you talking about her traumatizing story? Her essay is hers and hers alone. If she wants to talk about it, she gets to talk about it. Not you. You don't get to talk about it. But I have to talk about it in an interview. No, you don't. You have no right, no place. You never had any right or any place talking about it then. And you sure as hell have no right to be talking about it now. You want to talk about Jessie. Talk about Jessie. Talk about your interactions with her. Oh, but you can't because it all goes back to how badly you treated her and all the crappy things you did. Stop talking about her essay. It's not your story. And it is not fair to re-traumatize a victim over and over and over again and force her into the situation where she has to relive and talk about and defend herself and think about that when she should be recovering and healing and living her life and not having to relive that over and over again because of you and your entitled attitude.
Tell the story, the edit picks up directly after that. You'll also hear me apologize to Jessie Smiles very many times on the phone.
I don't know what call you think you dropped, but you did not apologize multiple times in that video. In fact, you didn't apologize at all. You demanded a public apology and for her to lie and say that what she said wasn't true, basically. You talked about how you had apologized, which would mean you know you did something wrong, but now you say you didn't do anything wrong. But that's just a whole lot of other lies, and I'm not making like a 3-hour long video. I just needed to get some of my rage about just this little bit of that video. I'm just so utterly disgusted with Gabbie Hanna and the Gabbie Hanna stans who enable and support this crap, because you know it's not true. All of you that are here that are going to leave comments on this video and dislike it and leave hate and defend her and talk about how Jessie bad, Gabbie good, you're full of crap, and y'all know it. You know that she is an entitled, lying, drama-seeking, attention-seeking, demanding, horrid person. Plain and simple. ADHD, that ain't an excuse for just being a plain old butthole. I have ADHD. I have severe ADHD. And you know what I'm not? I'm not a garbage human being, and I don't treat people anywhere near the way that Gabbie treats people. I also don't use my disorders or mental illness or limitations as an excuse to be a garbage human being, because mental illness or learning disabilities or differing abilities, none of that equals excuse for being plain old disgustingly mean, nasty, hateful, and causing harm. What you do, Gabbie, you cause so much harm. It's unbelievable. And your stans enable you. They're as disgusting as you. I don't know how you have millions of people watching you. I swear at least half of those have got to be hate watchers, because I've yet to speak to a single individual who thinks anything that you're doing right now is right. I do hope that this series is your way of leaving. You want to go out with a bang. You want to take down all the big bad meanies who did you wrong. And you want to elude to a 13 Reasons Why type ending. And that in itself is disgusting. And you know you have people worried. People are genuinely worried about you. People who don't like you are genuinely worried about you. And you're allowing that because of your vague and cryptic insinuations. Gabbie, this is your tape. You're disgusting. Just stop. Leave YouTube without trying to destroy anybody who's ever disagreed with you, because you'll not ever be a happy person if you can't stand anybody just disagreeing with you or being displeased with you. It's okay for people to be upset when you have bad behavior. That doesn't mean you get to be upset with them for being upset with you. That's not how it works. Like, it's just not. You allow people to express their displeasure in your behavior, and then you apologize for it, and you try to learn from it, and then you move on. People would forgive you if you were capable of doing that, but unfortunately you've shown a pattern that says you're just not. And it's a shame, because you clearly are a talented woman. I'm not a fan. That's not to say that you're not good. I'm just personally not a fan. I never knew your music until very recently. I guess it's after my time, because, you know, I'm ancient. But you could do so much better. You don't need to be this toxic, awful person. And for the love of God, stop calling people narcissists. You are not a mental health professional. You cannot diagnose people. You cannot throw that word around like you know what it is when you clearly don't. You're not even using it right. People are not narcissists just because they disagree with you, just because they don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not a narcissist. And this isn't bullying. This is opinion. Everybody's entitled to that. And yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I've been kind of fighting the urge to make a video on this whole situation because there's so many people, enough people are talking about it, but I got heated and I had to say something. So thank you for watching if you made it this far, and if you did like this and you like my content, please make sure that you click the like button and subscribe. A very, very low percentage of people who are viewing my videos are actually subscribed, and it really does help if my viewers are subscribed to the channel. And you can also click the join button if you are interested in some extra perks. I have some neat projects on the go, and I'm looking so forward to sharing more of my service dog and training content for you guys. And yeah, I guess that's it. Like, subscribe, do all the fun YouTubey things, and I guess you'll see me in the next one. Bye!